Okay, let's move on to domain 3, security, architecture and engineering. And we've got a lot to cover in this section. So as it says, major changes to this domain, and we've got 5 overview slides plus quite a few slides on individual topics. So let's look at some of these 6 genuinely new things. So again, I'm turning to excuse me, Wikipedia, because the quote is a good one. Services are fine-grained and the protocols are lightweight. So yeah, could be a good exam question there. A container is essentially a fully packaged and portable computing environment. Well, that sounds like a virtual machine to me. So another instance really of an instantiated when used virtual machine, if you ask me. But if it's not reusing resources when they're not needed, then it should be more efficient, which I guess means more customers served, which means cheaper services. Anyway, not sure how you're going to get questions on that in the exam. So again, Wikipedia says edge computing is a distributed computing paradigm that brings computation and data storage closer to the location where it is needed to improve response times and save bandwidth. So this is a development of sort of content distribution networks where you want to download something that's quite large. So maybe there is a main site, but there are also mirror sites on different continents. So again, I've not quoted it, but I think it's a Wikipedia quote again. In computing, virtualization is the act of creating a virtual rather than actual version of something, including virtual computer hardware platforms, storage devices, and computer network resources. The host machine is the machine that is used by the virtualization. So moving on to slide 3 of our overview. In section 3.7, we have a new subdomain called cryptanalytic attacks. One thing that isn't covered in the current study guide are birthday attacks or replay attacks. Birthday attacks actually refers to a statistical, I think it's collision theory, whereby there will be more similarities, more collisions than you expect. The WannaCry attack of 2017 is mentioned on page 167 of the study guide. So for example, a weakness in the cryptanalyst or software bugs. Now this is significant because in theory, the opposition should be able to capture a version of our material, of our computer, or maybe just buy it. We could use timing information, power consumption, electromagnetic leaks, or even sound can provide an extra source of information which can be exploited. We've got hold of some representative hardware and we're trying to make it do wrong things to learn about how it works. So Kerberos exploitation. Now Kerberos itself is a method of remote authentication, and that's covered in a different domain later on in this course. That's the within the limits of what we can talk about here, but I would recommend looking up this stuff in more detail in order to understand how these attacks might happen and how you might defend against them. So not sure if that's significant at all, really, but we do have an additional bullet which explicitly mentions redundant power, backup power, that kind of thing. Now, that sort of stuff was always in the exam, always in the syllabus,